We're going to teach you how to wheelie on a fixed gear. Hello YouTube, Jackson here with my co-host Boo, who just walked out. Come here. Hey. Jackson here with my co-host Boo, and today we're going to teach you how to wheelie on a fixed gear. So the wheelie is probably one of the most prolific tricks on any kind of bike, and for good reason. It's a lot of fun, it's pretty easy, you can do it anywhere, and it makes any ride just that much more fun. You want to do blocks, but today I'm going to give you guys the learning blocks to do a wheelie. You're going to need a couple things before you get started. Number one is a fixed gear bike. The second thing you're going to need is a relatively easy gear ratio. My gear ratio is 46/16. By no means is that perfect, but it works for me and it helps keep the bike playful at a lower speed. Now that I'm looking at my bike, I realized that faux pas. The next thing that will help you is straps or clips. I definitely recommend straps. Right now I have some Why Not straps on my bike, but Velocity bags make some great straps as well. I've looked at other tutorials and they'll tell you to learn without straps. Personally, I recommend it because it gives you extra leverage. It's not too hard to get out of them, just make sure they're loose enough that you can pull your foot out easily. The next thing that you'll need is a pretty high seat. You probably want it an inch down from whatever your regular riding position is. That way it's just a little bit easier to bail. You don't want your knees too bent though. Flat or riser bars are definitely going to be the most comfortable to do a wheelie. You don't want to be too leaned over the front end of the bike. Riding with a helmet is always a good option too. You don't want to knock your noggin falling off the back end of the bike. Next, you'll need a place to practice. Wide open, smooth parking lot is perfect for learning wheelies. The last thing that you'll need is a good attitude and time. It's definitely going to take some practice, so be willing to put in the work and maybe falling off your bike a couple times. All right, so let's get into learning how to wheelie. You're going to be wanting to go a moderate speed. Not too slow, or otherwise it's going to be too hard to keep the bike and wait for your cranks to come around. Too fast and it's going to be a little too scary. The first step to wheeling is getting your front wheel off the ground. There's really two things happening when you're doing this. One, you're pedaling forward, pushing down with your dominant foot, and two, you're leaning back. You're going to want to start the wheelie with your dominant foot just past 90 degrees. That way you've got a good angle for leverage and you can push forward. Next, you're going to lean back and use your arms to pull the front end of the bike up. Doing a wheelie doesn't take a ton of arm strength. You're not going to try to yank it up into the air. You're going to have your arms slightly bent, use your body weight as an anchor on the seat to lean backwards. This is where having your seat a little bit higher will help anchor your body to the back end of the bike. So once you get the front wheel off the ground, you're going to have to find your balance point. Balance points are different for every rider and every bike. To find the proper balance point, you're going to have to take it a little bit too far past the balance point. You want to be comfortable falling off the back end of the bike. I can tell you right now, you're not going to learn to wheelie unless you fall off the back, so don't be afraid of it. Go a little bit slower, pull it up, go a little bit past where you're comfortable, and fall off the back end of the bike. Make sure you can get your feet out of the straps easily and just plant your feet on the ground. Like I said, if you find it scary or hard to get out of your straps, don't use them. Personally, I like to use them because I think they're easy to get out of, and the extra leverage to pull up helps me with wheelies a lot. Another way you can kind of figure out where your balance point is go up against the wall, put one arm on the wall, pick up your bike, and sort of you can feel back and forth where your bike balances best. You figured out how to pick up your front wheel, you found your balancing point, and now you need to figure out how to keep the wheelie going. Most of all, this just takes a lot of practice. Keep challenging yourself to get further along in your pedal stroke. You'll notice as you go through the pedal stroke that your balance point changes. This is because your feet are in different positions. Focus on adjusting your weight to accommodate for that. Speed will definitely help you maintain your balance while wheelieing. As you get more comfortable with your front wheel in the air, try to go a little bit faster. It's possible to do a wheelie going slower, but you have to have much more bike control. Pedal pressure is the name of the game when you're trying to wheelie on a fixed gear. What's really awesome about a fixed gear is you can use pressure going backwards and forwards to maintain your balance. If you start to fall off the back end of the bike, resist the pedals. This can keep your body weight from flipping over the back end of the bike. If you can't keep the wheelie up high enough, you want to press forward. As you go through, you'll learn how to maintain the wheelie through the pedal stroke, and it'll get easier and easier. If you're struggling to get all the way through your pedal stroke, try popping the wheelie with your opposite foot. It'll definitely feel weird at first, but it will help you learn to balance from that foot. Aside from forward and backwards, you also need to maintain your balance side to side. You can lean one direction or turn your bars to help maintain that balance. Another thing that can help is bowing out your knees. You can point them the direction that you need to lean. Once you get a little bit more comfortable with wheelies, you can start to take one hand off the bars. Personally, this is the way that I prefer to wheelie. It helps me maintain my balance much better. But I don't recommend it if you're first beginning. You can start the wheelie off with one hand, or you can take one hand off the bars while you're in the wheelie. I'm right-handed, so I usually keep my right hand on the bars and have my left hand in the air. The hand that's off the bars will naturally move around and help you maintain your balance. If you've ever watched someone doing a wheelie and just pay attention to their hand, it's pretty funny. It's going in all sorts of weird directions. The hand that's on the bars is going to want to turn almost 90 degrees. This way you can really sit back and get a comfortable wheelie position. Be careful though that you get that front wheel turned back around if you're coming down from a wheelie. Otherwise, you're going to have a really nasty fall. This method can be really beneficial if you're having a hard time keeping centered on the bike side to side. And that's pretty much it for wheelies. It's definitely a hard one to learn, but it's well worth it. It'll make every single ride that you go on that much more fun. Drop a comment with what tutorial you want me to do next. Hit up FOADgang.com, got our new 2018 line with a bunch of rad stuff. Check it out. Hit the subscribe button for more tutorials. I'm also gonna be coming out with an edit on my Constantine, so be sure to check that out when it comes out. I do lots of different wheelies in there. Follow FOAD Gang on Instagram @FOADgang. I think that's it. Is that it, Boo? I think that's it. Okay, well, thank you guys for watching. Get out there, practice, have fun with it. Peace out. Thanks for watching.